Yeah, this is Cheryl Uzamiri speaking. I'm sorry, ma'am, to keep you waiting. The reason I'm calling is to find out why it's taking so long for the court to hear spousal and child support cases.
So we have thousands of cases that are being rescheduled from when we were closed. We get hundreds of new cases every day that haven't even been scheduled yet. None of those are being heard yet until all the other cases get rescheduled. So I know last time I saw you had submitted an affidavit of service, I believe, was it? Or something that you had filed on our EDDS system?
All right. When I filed, this is the third attempt that I've made filing for spousal support. The first attempt I made to apply for spousal and child support was actually in 1980, and I in fact received a certificate of warrant to have my husband.
Right. Now I'm familiar with your case. Anything that you file now that is not an ongoing case will get heard and scheduled after we have finished rescheduling all the cases that have been on the calendar for the time that we were closed during the pandemic. So those have to get rescheduled first to the court calendar. Then they start reviewing new cases in the order that they came in. So that's how it works. So it is going to take some time. It may take a very long time. I'm going to be honest with you. Everybody, we've been getting filings since last March. Every day we get hundreds.
Well, I filed last March. This is the third time. I have 3 cases, all of which have never been heard. The first one was F-5076 of 1980. The next one was F-5177 of 1985. And the last one was F-06594.
Which one of those is an existing case that has not been dismissed or closed out?
That's F-06594-20. And I filed that in March 6, 2020, and I submitted proof of service the following month in April.
Okay. So with that case, when you had filed it in March, were you ever scheduled for a court date at that point?
Yes. I was scheduled for April the 17th.
You were scheduled for April the 17th, and then you submitted service, correct?
Yes.
All right. Let me take a look and see if there's any notes. And you said it was 06594?
F-06594/20.
Let me see if there's anything in here. Hold on. Okay, let's see. I see there are notes here that you have called. Let me just see if there's anything in this. So, let's just see. Let's see.
And I'd like to know what's going on with support cases, child support and spousal support.
Okay. Well, this one is only spousal support.
That's right, because my children are grown now.
Right. So this is only spousal support. So I can only speak to that case. As far as child support, that I don't understand. If you're telling me that children are grown now, and you said there's no other existing case open.
No.
So what would you be looking for on the child support if those cases
I'm
have
not,
closed?
ma'am, I just made the statement. When I first applied for assistance, I applied for spousal and child support, and the court never helped me to get it. I'm saying that I've been trying to get either child and spousal support or just spousal support for the past 41 years.
Well, okay. The child support, that is something. Have you spoken to attorneys about this? Because the child support...
I know, ma'am, it's dead. I know. What I'm asking, ma'am, is what is the status of what is going on with spousal support cases? What's
right
going
now,
on
that's all
that?
I see is a spousal support, and I I see that, let me just see if there's some notes in here. Because I see a lot of notes about the order to show cause.
Not calling about the order to show cause.
I understand that, ma'am. I get it. I'm reading you her notes. I'm just trying to familiarize what she has here. She had said at that point that the issue had not been joined. I know you said you sent in the service. Let me see if my supervisor has spoken to the magistrate regarding that, because I know that you did send in the service, and I know that it was received. So if you hold on, I'm going to ask my supervisor if she has spoken to the magistrate what is happening with that. Can you hold on a moment?
Yes, and if I can just say one thing, the issue was not properly joined regarding my request for emergency, for my case to be heard on the basis of an emergency. As far as the original request for spousal support, that case had to have been joined because I provided proof of service. I only found out...
You provided it. It was uploaded to the system on March 4th. It is only March 8th now.
No, ma'am.
Okay?
I found out today that the first time that I submitted proof of service was in April of last year.
I don't know when you submitted it. I'm telling you when we received it. Okay, we received it through the EDDS system on March 4th. It is now in your file, and I'm looking at it.
All right, ma'am, I submitted it 3 times. What you all
Okay,
did...
I'm not arguing with you about it. You may have submitted it. We did not receive it. What we have is what was sent through EDDS. So it was received into our system on March 4th.
No, ma'am. The first time that it was received through the EDDS system was on January the 6th.
Okay, I don't see that here.
Yes,
so
but
I'm not
so
saying
then,
it
all
didn't
right,
happen.
ma'am.
I'm
So
telling
then,
you what I see. I
excuse
can
me,
only
ma'am.
go by
Well,
what
then,
I see.
I'm sorry, ma'am. Well, then, can I give you the? If it's not too much trouble, may I please give you the
It's not necessary. Right now, I just need to find out where you stand with this. So if you
all
hold
got
on,
it through
I'll see
the
what I can find out for
EDDS
you,
system.
okay?
You got it through the EDDS system on January.
Okay.
On
Let
January
me
in
find
January
out,
2001.
Okay? Just hold on one moment, okay? Ms. Uzamari?
Yes.
Yes, I'm going to transfer you over to my supervisor. She's going to speak with you about it, okay? Can you hold on a moment?
Yes.
Thank you.
Hello, Ms. Uzamari. This is Miss Allen.
Hi, Miss Allen. Thank you for speaking.
How are you
with me.
today?
Not doing well. I'm still poor, broke, and waiting to get spousal support.
All right. So there is an answer to your question. Obviously, I'm aware that you sent in the affidavit of service twice.
Yes.
And obviously it was me who asked you to send it in again on that last submission through EDDS.
Yes. I also found out earlier today that the first time that I submitted the affidavit of service for the last spousal support petition was actually on April 4th of 2020. So this is not the second, it's the third one.
All right. So as far as the status, because I'm the one that's in contact mostly with the magistrate regarding your submission and your filing. At this time, the court has not been given authorization to schedule cases that were on for what we call return of process, which means that you filed your petition, the pandemic hit before the first court date. So it was not an action that had already started. It was just a petition that had been filed, and we would have been going to the first process, which is service. Is there service on it? So once the magistrates receive any type of request about calendaring cases that OCA has not approved for calendaring, they have to go to the administrative judge for approval. Right now, they are allowed to put cases on that were in process before the pandemic, meaning they had been filed, they'd have the first court date, issue had been joined, the proof of service had been given. Yours is outside of that authorization. So the magistrate said, at least let's find out whether or not service was done, which is why I reached back out to you about the service. I have notified the magistrate and sent the affidavit of service to her and uploaded it to the file. She says her next step is waiting for approval.
And who gives the approval?
The administrative judge.
And the administrative judge is Marks, so Judge Marks is the one that's holding it.
Well, I'm not going to say it's all the way up that far. All right, it may be just the local administrative judge. I'm not exactly sure if she has to go through OCA or our administrative judge. But she has to get approval.
The administrative judge now has to get approval from...
No, the magistrate has to get approval.
From
administration. So whether or not she can get it from the court's administrative judge, or if it has to go to the city administrative judge, I'm not exactly sure how far she has to go with it for that approval to calendar your petition.
So this is a matter, so right now...
An exception being made.
So right now, the approval rests with the administrative judge, her name is Jeanette Ruiz, or the one that's above her, which would be Chief Administrative Judge Lawrence Marks. It's one of those two.
As I said, I don't know if she can go to our court administrative judge, Judge White, if she has to go through Ruiz, if she has to go through the judge that is in charge of all the magistrates. I can't question where she goes to receive her authority. All I can do is submit the paperwork, and she says, all right, I'll see what I can do with it, and then she'll let us know, the staffing know, when to calendar it. Now, I can reach out to her and let her know that you're calling and you're asking. You submitted this affidavit. Now you're asking where things stand. That I can do. But I can't ask her, well, who are you talking to? What are you doing? That's a bit above my pay rate.
I know that's right.
So that, like I said, I can do that much. I can ask Magistrate Harris where things stand, if she's gotten any word back, does she know whether or not she'll be able to calendar it?
Now, when you say calendar it, is it my case alone or other cases?
All cases that are on for return of process are not yet authorized to be given a new court date. Only those where issue were joined are authorized to be put on the calendar.
Have they started hearing any support cases?
Those that were issue joined.
When you say issue joined, what exactly do you mean?
It means that the case had started before the court closed and proof of service had already been submitted to the court.
I submitted...
Issue joined means that both the other party has been served and proof was submitted of that service to the court. In your case, your petition was filed, but the court closed before the first court date. So it was not already in process. It was just filed, and service had not already been accepted and proven.
All right. Well,
so that's what we call return of process.
Okay. Well, I submitted, according to your court's records, I submitted proof of service of process in April of 2020.
Yes, but the court was closed at that time. So it was not, you may have submitted the proof, but it was not put in the court record. Court was closed.
And so you all are saying that now you all have no way of knowing. I've already waited 41 years, and you all have no way of knowing when I'll ever be heard. So I could be dead before I get child support. So I'm 60,
let's not go there with it, all right? Let's not, you're still a young woman.
No, ma'am, I'm 62.
You got
No,
a lot
ma'am,
of
I'm
years left
62. No, ma'am, I'm 62.
That's not old. That is not old. Okay, you can live quite a much longer time, and let's hope to God that that's the case.
All right. What about does the court know when spousal support cases will be heard? Are they being heard now?
It's not particularly about spousal support cases. It's not any particular category of cases.
No, ma'am, there's a category. No, ma'am. There is. This is what the. I don't mean to be rude. Here it is. Okay, hold on. Okay. Open up the. Okay. I opened up the wrong. The court. According to what I read, the court did not specify to not hear spousal support, but it did. Just a second. Okay. Okay, it's me. Okay. I'm gonna look for 78. 8-20. I'm sorry, it's 20. All right. Here it is. EO. Oh, that's. Let me see something. No. Just a second. Okay. No, 78-20. Okay, I'm looking for AO. Then let me just look for AO. Okay. Here it is. Thanks. Sorry to keep you waiting. Where it says, administrative order of the chief administrative judge of the courts, pursuant to the authority vested in me in light of the emergency circumstances caused by the continuing COVID-19 outbreak in New York State and nation, and consistent with the governor of New York's recent executive order suspending statute of limitations in legal matters, I direct that effective immediately and until further order, no paper shall be accepted for filing by a county clerk or court in any matter of a type not included on the list of essential matters attached as Exhibit A. This directive applies to both paper and electronic filings. And for family court, the only cases that are listed are child protection intake cases involving removal applications, newly filed juvenile delinquency intake cases involving remand replacement applications or modification thereof, emergency family offense petitions, temporary orders of protection, orders to show cause, stipulations on submission. Those are the only types of cases that Judge Mark says are going to be heard, and that because spousal support cases are not mentioned, they're not going to be heard. Now, the term spousal support is not mentioned, or child support is not mentioned, but because they're not mentioned, they are effectively left out. I'm looking at the order, ma'am.
Okay, but I explained to you. We are calendaring. We are giving court dates. Hearings are being held to finish off cases that had already been started. Those that had not started yet are still on hold.
And you have no idea, and you have no way of knowing when I'll ever be heard.
No, I don't know.
All right, I need to let you know, ma'am, that I've taped this entire conversation. I'm getting ready to file a complaint.
You have no right to take me.
And you have no right to keep making me wait for child support.
No,
My right
I do
is to
not
receive
authorize
child
or give
support.
permission
I don't need your permission, ma'am. You
record
either get
me.
my... Don't care, ma'am.
All right? So
I
just
don't
make
care.
sure that's in your recording.
I don't care, ma'am. I'm trying to get spousal support.
I
I'm doing
understand
what
that you
I gotta
don't
do.
care, but I want that to be as part of your recording.
It is, ma'am.
Did not know that you were recording me.
I know you didn't. That's why I did it. I'm going to do more than that, ma'am. I'm not only am I recording this conversation, I'm going to upload it to YouTube. Please remember what I'm saying, because I'm using this as evidence when I file a complaint against the New York State Unified Court System. You all did my family
that it is
dirty.
illegal for you to do such a thing.
Okay, well, ma'am, all I know now is that this conversation is taped. It's not just taped, it's videotaped. In the next few minutes, I will email you the link, and you can look at it. It's either you find some way for me to get spousal support, or this is going to get super nasty. Have a nice day.